Rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to today's show. Happy Wednesday to everybody. September 29th. Man, I tell you what, man, this month is rolling right by. It's rolling right by. Guys, you just heard a plug-in here onto today's show of a protest that happened just the other day, actually, up in New York. That everybody knows, if they don't know by now, that New York has a vaccine mandate, which is in effect for the entire state of New York, including New York City and the 5 boroughs, that's now forcing healthcare workers basically to either get the jab or lose their jobs. And I've touched this on my show just quite recently, earlier this week, and then a little bit last week too, that this mandate is not only affecting New York, guys, but it's literally affecting some states of the country, where governors have taken to extreme levels of forcing companies to have their employees get the jab or lose their job. The vaccination rate, folks, for New York hospital employees rose Monday night as the deadline for the first shot arrived. But some folks, are still refusing to get it and risk losing their job, while others remain very scared. Folks, it's very scaring. Folks, we're living in scary times right now in the country. We're living in times of tyranny. We're living in times of giant tyrants that are forcing unconstitutional mandates on us. Folks, these are not laws. These are mandates. Let me explain something. The difference between a mandate and a law. Okay, a mandate is basically like an opinion, right? It's a suggestion on what they suggest you should do through a scientific fact, a poll. It's not a law, folks. A law, now let's go to a law here, okay? A law is actually a constitutional bill that gets passed through Congress, and then it becomes eventually a law. That's the difference, folks, between a law and a mandate. Let's make that quite frank here on the show. There is a huge difference between mandates and laws. Okay, and what these governors and mayors are doing, folks, is very unconstitutional on a lot of different angles, a lot of different levels. It's very unconstitutional. So we seen this past Monday, which was the 27th, marked the deadline for New York hospital workers to get their first dose of the vaccine for the for the coronavirus vaccine. This was also announced by obviously the former governor Andrew Cuomo back in August, roughly about a month ago. Okay, but according to to data from current governor of New York, Kathy Hochul's office, the vaccination rate for hospital workers rose to 92% as the deadline arrived. The rate for nursing homes also jumped to 90% on Monday, from 84% 5 days earlier. This according to the New York Times, which reported that thousands in the New York City public hospital system were still unvaccinated as of Monday morning. Folks, in New York City, the public hospital system has more than roughly about 8,000 workers, right? Just listen to this, okay? And you can clearly see that people are slowly waking up with this vaccination. I've been telling people for months, stop being brainwashed. Do what you think is best. Don't have a government, dictate what you should do. Don't have them scare you and this and that. You do what you think is best, right? Remember those words, folks. My body, my choice. You have a choice over your body, not the federal government. So roughly right now, New York City's public hospital system, right? More than 8,000 workers were unvaccinated a week ago. But by Monday morning, that number had dropped to about 5,000. So just in a week, 3,000 of those 8,000 workers, I guess, got the jab, right? Just over 10% of the workforce, although those unvaccinated employees were not permitted to work, city officials said that they felt that they could manage the gaps. Okay, let's look at the numbers a little bit more clear. Okay, the hospitals there in the New York area announced that they increased the staff vaccination rate from 92% to about 95.5% over the course of the week, meaning that the less than the 300 employees out of 16,000 will be fired if they don't they don't get the jab, pretty much. So, I mean, let's ask the next question here. Should the government or an employer or any of that matter, right, be entitled to infiltrate these type of, I guess you want to call them orders or demands, right? Should they be allowed to do this? Folks, do we still have a constitution in this country? Do we still have, Bill of Rights, freedoms, liberties? I mean, do we still have that as a country? I mean, if they're so worried about the health of an individual in this country, why aren't they, pretty much pushing, more modern science on more deadlier diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer? How come the CDC isn't really trying to play a part in that? Because those diseases, folks, have a higher death toll than this silly virus. Don't get me wrong. It can kill people. I get it. I understand that it has a serious threat. I understand that. But folks, let's break it down here. Let's break it down for a virus that has a survival rate of 99.9%. Okay, this is like just, a simple cough, a little sneeze, a sniffle. It's nothing but the flu or cold, right? So why are they pushing this crap on American individuals? Why? I just don't. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't understand the logic behind it. Like, what's the message behind it? Well, why are they so relevant to push this? Like, has this become the new norm? Seriously. Has it become the new norm? And is it going to go to extreme levels? I think so. It may. It may. If you think that the New York story is bad, folks, listen to this story here. United Airlines, right? Everybody knows what, United Airlines, a big commercial airliner company, right? Just announced that they are going to fire nearly 600 employees who refuse to get the jab, that refuse to get the vaccine. United Airlines is planning to fire nearly, like I said, 600 employees that refuse to be vaccinated. Reported just from Wall Street Journal, just yesterday, actually, believe it or not. The company announced in August to its 67,000 U.S. employees that they must get vaccinated by September 27th of this month, which passed. It was 2 days ago. That was their deadline, I guess. They must be vaccinated or they will face termination. Since the deadline has passed, company officials said they plan to begin the process of firing 593 employees who did not comply, according to the report. Which I don't think they can do that. I mean, that, folks, this, if the lawsuits haven't begun yet, folks, they should. They should. This is violation of discriminatory actions, if you ask me. I mean, is this constitutional to do this? It violates labor laws. It violates a lot of different types of laws. This is craziness. Since how did we become a nation to get to this level? I don't understand it. This is madness. Insane madness. According to the report, listen to this, folks. Check this out. Unvaccinated workers can still save their jobs if they get vaccinated before their termination begins. The meetings begin, according to this report. And then this is coming from the United Chief Executive, Scott Kirby, and President Bret Hart, which also wrote this in a letter to its employees just yesterday. We know for some that the decision was reluctant one, but there's no doubt in our minds that some of you will have avoided a future hospital stay or even death because you got vaccinated. Folks, when you go to extreme levels of text and in a letter like that, written to your employees, folks, that's some dark shit, if you ask me. Really, really dark stuff. Folks, we are facing, like I said, probably the most heinous levels of tyranny in this country that I can remember just seeing. Even in the history books, when you look in the history books 50 to 100 years from now, it will show dark times that this country faced during this crazy pandemic, if you want to call it that. I've been calling it a plandemic from the get-go. I knew this was a plan from the radical left. I knew this for months, that this was nothing but a plan from the radical left in revenge of the Trump presidency. They've been trying to get back at his presidency for years. They knew they failed in 2016. So what happened? They had to make something up to get back at the people who voted him in. Well, you know what, folks? Here's something here I dug in here. Okay? And I praise that, these 6... Get this here before I go into this. just in this this article here, right, which I'm about to disclose right here on the show, okay? 6 United Airline employees are now suing the company in federal court in Texas. The state of Texas, yeah. 6 United Airline employees from Texas are suing the company in federal court, okay? And a class action lawsuit representing those 2,000 employees. The lawsuit argues that unpaid leave is not a reasonable accommodation to offer employees who obtained religious and medical exemptions. It further alleges that the airline has violated Title 5.2 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Americans with Disabilities Act, NDA, by discriminating against them based on their religious and medical exemptions. Folks, if you don't think that there is a law to protect you over this tyranny that not only the federal government is attacking us on, and also influencing companies to pursue this on their employees, just bear with me, folks. There are laws in this country that will protect you. You just have to dig deep on this. You do have a winning right and a winning fight on this, folks. Don't give up. Don't give up in the silent night, folks, and just let the tyranny continue, because it's going to continue if you allow it. But folks, you do have rights in this country. Our Constitution is still alive in this country. It's still alive. Don't let them, take you for that ride. Because that's what they want to do. They want to silence you. They want you to think that you do not have rights in this country as a citizen. But you do have rights. And I'm glad that those 6 United Airline employees are stepping up against this tyranny, stepping up against this craziness of madness that's happening in this country with this ridiculous set of craziness of mandates. It's a vaccine, folks. You have a freaking right in this country to get it or decline it at your disposal. Be right back, folks, after these words. Hey guys, this episode today is brought to you by our good friends here on the podcast of the Even app. What is the Even app? Even is designed for people like you that may need a little stretch during the pay period. You need a little advance. You got to pay that upcoming bill, that next mortgage payment, maybe that next rent payment, whatever the case may be. Head over to the Google Play Store or Apple Store and download the Even app. It is designed for payday advances, and also you can even bank with the app. Yes, they have a banking feature, folks, as well as an automated savings feature. Head over to Even, EVEN app. Download them, check them out, and make sure you tell them that you heard it on the Patriot Angle podcast, guys. It's a great app. Download it today. I think you'll be really, really impressed with their services.
Mike Gardner, a host like no other, unscripted, unfiltered, raw.
A thing or two, and I'm happy to be joined by her now. Well, I want to start on this first point, which is that policy in all these cases amount to judgment calls made by elected representatives invested with democratic authority by the people that can't just be the science. Like, they're built on the science, but there are trade-offs and there are calls that policymakers are going to have to make in all these situations.
You bet, Chris. First, it's good to be with you, and you're absolutely right. But I think the fundamental job that any elected official, particularly somebody in an executive branch agency, a governor, a president, a mayor, looks at is safety and security of the constituents he or she serves. That's primary. Then the economy, then other things. But protecting the people who you're elected to serve is really fundamental. And you use all the resources possible. I think what President Biden has done is balance between what the science says and trying to cajole, encourage, make it easy for people to follow the science. And when that turned out not to be as effective, then he turned to more hardened mandates. But what people don't have a right to do is make other people sick, put other people in jeopardy, risk other people's lives, risk children's lives. And so I think the president has been walking a line of balancing science and safety and security at every step along the way, hoping that the vast majority of the American public would follow that lead.
I mean, I think you even see it in this employers over 100 employees policy. It's done through OSHA, very well-established statutory authority. It, of course, makes sense since it is a workplace safety issue, if ever there was one. But also that there is this option. I mean, this idea like you're going to make me put something in my body. In this case, these people can go get tested once a week. Is that a pain? Yeah, but it also keeps people safe. And I think even having that shows to me the degree to which policymakers in this country broadly, and up to the White House, including the president, are really thinking about this question about coercion, this question about choice, this question about America's fidelity to its cherished liberties and freedoms.
Well, I think you're right. And, to me, it's a lot like secondhand smoke. You have a right to be a smoker. The science is very clear what smoking will do to you, what cancer will be caused, what kinds of health conditions. You have a right to be a smoker. What you don't have a right to do is smoke next to my desk, to blow smoke on me, blow smoke on my children, to force me to live in a housing facility where I am subjected to your smoke. That's a line that we finally...
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there because you sound like a fucking idiot, lady. You sound like a freaking idiot. Like, who is this? The former Obama administration Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius, right? I mean, she was also a governor as well, too, but, I don't want to go into her, politics and all that. Because, she sounds like an idiot. Unvaccinated or like secondhand smoke. They can make me sick and my family sick. Which you have a right to be a smoker, she's saying, but you don't have a right to smoke around people that don't smoke. Okay? You know what? I agree with that. But you know what I also disagree with the radical left? I disagree with how they don't have a right to impose vaccinations on the American public. They do not have a right to do that. They are violating my health rights. They are violating my Constitution Bill of Rights. They are violating my liberties. They are violating my livelihood. They don't have a right to muzzle me and the American people. They don't have a right to do that. They do not have a right to do that. Since when have we become a country that this government has thinks that they can implement those type of what's the words? Help me out, Josh. When do they think that they can impose this on us? These type of tyranny, type of this is third world, what we're seeing. Third world. That they don't have a right to do any of this. If I don't want to wear a fucking muzzle on my face, a baby diaper, I should have to be basically criticized to wear one. Folks, this is becoming the new norm. Where if you don't wear a freaking baby diaper on your face, if you don't wear a muzzle or a face mask, which is proven that they don't work for a damn, they don't work, folks. They do not work. I mean, you know, if you wear glasses on your face, you can clearly see that they don't work. You breathe through the damn thing and your glasses are fogging up. It's going through the freaking mask, is it not? I mean, have you tried that little experiment before where your glasses are fogging up? Don't tell a liberal that. They'll be like, oh no, it's just the same thing. It's a different type of droplet. It's a different type of breath. Oh, it's a different breath, which I heard was craziness. I heard that one time. I'm looking at them, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? If I see my breath coming out of the freaking mask, my glasses are fogging up. Yeah, it's pretty much not working. I mean, I'm coughing out of the thing, and whether I'm coughing or I'm breathing out of the freaking the mask, it's fogging up my glasses. Like if I'm breathing out of it and and that breath is showing on my glasses, that's clearly showing that it's going right through the mask. So how are these masks effective? You ask me. I don't know. But according to the former Obama administration Health and Human Service Secretary, she said this just earlier today on MSNBC's All In, that Americans who have not received a coronavirus vaccine are like secondhand smoke in that they can make people sick. Folks, we all know that the vaccines are not working because, like, they went from the first vaccine to the second vaccine, and then they're tippy-toeing over to the booster shots, and now there's going to be a second booster shot. There may be a third booster shot. Shit, by the time we get into the midterms, we might be up to the 7th or 8th booster shot. It's clearly not working, folks. The vaccines do not work. There's no effectiveness on the vaccines. I mean, they're not working. They're making people sicker than ever. I mean, I'm seeing people with blood clots on their freaking legs. I mean, it looks like they, some of these things sticking out of their freaking legs and everything. They look like a fucking beets or something that you put in freaking stew. A soup. I mean, it looks terrible looking. I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of them or nothing, but I mean, as people are suffering from really, really severe blood clots, health effects, like really severe health effects from these vaccines. I mean, when they influenced and they infiltrated the flu shot. Remember that, like in the 90s and everything, even in the 80s, they're like, oh, you got to get the flu shot, every year you got to get the flu shot, like it's going to protect you from the flu or the common cold, right? I mean, it doesn't work. People were getting sick from it. Folks, it's not the cure to everything. And people are praising this thing like it's the magic cure from God, that this is the answer. That, oh, if you get the vaccine, it's going to save you. It's not going to save you from nothing, folks. It's proven that people are getting sick from the damn vaccines. But I mean, folks, it's just going to get worse and worse. It really is. It really is. Here's another interesting topic here. Plug into the show here. I mean, this is rather interesting. Biden's own Mayorkas saying this: 1 in 5 border crossers that are arriving in the U.S. are sick with illnesses. Wow. Coming from the Biden cabinet, the Department of Homeland Security, Secretary Mayorkas saying that about 1 in 5 are sick with illnesses. You don't say. But are they forcing the vaccine mandates on these illegal border crossers? No. Or at least what the radical left media is saying, that they're getting tested on a daily basis. Yeah, okay. Show me one illegal migrant coming into this country, whether they're coming in from Haiti or coming in from Mexico or Guatemala, that are being tested. I'd love to see it. Love to see it. Yeah, fact check me on that there, fake book. Because I can tell you that they're not getting tested. These people are coming into this country who are carrying viruses and diseases that we don't even know about. But nah, Biden, he's more worried about forcing the freaking vaccines on the American public. I mean, folks, this is what America's becoming, a concentration camp. It really is. It really is. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. But according to the press secretary, oh boy, you should listen to my podcast episode going a couple episodes back. I plugged that in. Oh boy, I got a lot of good feedback on that one. But according to the press secretary, they're not intending to stay here for a lengthy period of time. Remember when she said that, folks? Remember she says, "Oh, they're not intending to stay here on a long period of time." Yeah. They're just visiting. Oh yeah, they're just visiting, right, Jen? They're just going to go to Starbucks, have a cup of coffee, and then they're going to go back, right? Right. They just got done walking thousands of miles, and then they're going to have a cup of coffee, and then they're going to walk another 1,000 miles back, right? I mean, have we become naive as a country where we believe half this shit? I mean, are you kidding me? You kidding me, Jen? I'm telling you. According to a new poll, got a new poll out here, the majority of voters say people should not lose their job for rejecting the coronavirus vaccine. No shit. I've been saying that for forever. It's it's tyranny of what this country's doing, what this government's doing to the American public. It's tyranny. You're forcing somebody to get the jab. If they refuse, that they don't want to get it because it's their body, their choice, right? Remember those words, folks. Remember it. Hashtag it. Make it go viral on the internet. Your body, your choice, not the government's. They don't want to get the vaccine. That's their choice. Right? Their choice. The majority of voters say people should not lose their job over rejecting vaccine mandates, including a majority of independents. A Convention of States Action Group survey was released this week that found the majority of voters believe this. The survey also asks, do you believe Americans should lose their jobs if they object to taking the COVID-19 vaccine? Across the board, 65% said no. Americans should not lose their jobs if they reject the vaccine, while 22.2% said that they should. Over 12% remain unsure. The vast majority of these folks were Republicans. 83.5% do not believe Americans should lose their job for rejecting the vaccine. A sentiment held by 63.6% of independents. A plurality of Democrats, 47.9%. However, over 1/3 of Democrats believe that Americans should lose their job for rejecting the vaccine. The highest yes percentage of all groups. Of course, the Democrats. Oh yeah, they should lose their jobs. They don't want to take the vaccine. Yeah, of course the Democrats, the majority of them, are going to say yes, they should lose their jobs. Because I guess they love this sick scenario of a system that we live here in the United States. It's sick. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It really is. Oh boy, I tell you. Folks, Washington, D.C. is making it clear the mandates are not about immunity, but about conformity. If I'm pronouncing that right. Is that a word? Conformity. Conformity. There we go. I'm like looking at the fucking word. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? That is according to the president of the Convention of States Action, Mark Meckler, said in a statement. As our own government continues to release conflicting information about the effectiveness of vaccines and the benefit of natural immunity, more and more Americans are standing up against the forced vaccination of American workers, he continued, adding. The message here is clear. Your livelihood should not be put at risk because you don't want the vaccine. Okay there, Mark. Another good person standing up, right? You know, like, if you feel that you have enough natural immunity, right? You know your body, right? You know when you're going to get sick. You know, whether this is a new disease or not, a virus. I mean, you know, like I said, folks, time after time, we're human beings, right? Right? We're adults. Most of us are, right? I mean, most of us have common sense. I mean, if you see somebody that looks sick, a little, green under the gills, of what my grandma used to say it back in the day, God rest her soul, to walk the other direction, right? I mean, some of us have common sense, or at least we think we have common sense. But, to implement this on workers, oh, you got to take the vaccine, you got to do this, you got to do that. You got to take this vaccine, or if you don't take the vaccine, you're going to lose your jobs. Folks, that is wrong. That is very, very wrong. And if people think that is okay, you're just as stupid as the person sitting next to you. Right? Does everybody remember when the Democrats said, was this last year, that we shouldn't be forced to get the vaccine? Right? Does everybody remember that? That Americans shouldn't be forced to take the vaccination. I mean, I remember, I remember Biden saying that. I remember a lot of different types of words that the Democrats said. What was that, about like 9 months ago, right? I mean, he said that. Did he not say that? Josh, can you pull up a sound clip, if we have it, that remember when Biden said that he would not implement vaccinations on the American public? I mean, do we have that? I don't care what sound clip it is. Just, if we could plug it up here in the podcast, we got to probably look through the library here and see if we can find it, Josh. I don't know. I remember him saying this about like 9, maybe 10 months ago. Oh, you do have it. Okay, here it is right here, folks. You got to check. Listen to this. This is actually Biden. This is actually Biden saying this. Yeah. Okay, we do have it. Okay, here it is right here, guys. Listen to this.
Employment rate clocked in at 6.7% as an estimated 400,000 Americans either stopped working or stopped looking for work in November. Nicole Killian is.
Oh, we gotta find it here. Where is it at? Is it right? Okay, there it is right here. Just fast forward a little bit. And we'll plug it into the show here. Here it is right here.
is urgent. If we don't act now, the future will be very bleak. Americans need help, and they need it now.
The president-elect said he was confident.
Where is it at, Josh? I mean, I remember him saying that. Is it right? Maybe it's right there. I don't know.
How you get the vaccine out of a container into an injection syringe into somebody's arm. And it's going to be very difficult for that to be done, and it's very expensive.
While Mr. Biden said...
There it was right there. See? Words. That he would not make it mandatory. 9 months ago, right? 9 months ago. Well, I was trying to find one clip here to plug into the show because it wasn't... I mean, it clearly showed that he would not make it mandatory. Came right out of his mouth, along with others. Nancy Pelosi said it. Chuck Schumer. I mean, there was a lot of Democrats. Hypocrites. 9 months ago. We would not make this mandatory. We would not force this on any American. What are they doing now? Throwing it right down our fucking throats. Oh, if you don't get the vaccination, you're going to lose your job. But you know what, folks? Not only is Biden demented, he's a freaking liar. He said this 9-10 months ago. Right? Right as he was taking office. I would not make this mandatory. We cannot force this on Americans. But we should know all politicians lie. It's nothing new. Well, all corrupted politicians lie. We all know that. Right? But what are we seeing now? What are we seeing now? Mandates on vaccinations. Right? You can't travel if you're not vaccinated or you don't get tested. You can't keep your job if you're not vaccinated or you don't get tested. I mean, it applies to schools, even some restaurants in some states. I mean, they're implementing this. The fear-mongering from this administration is at extreme levels. It's terrible. Terrible. The censorship, it's crazy. Speaking of censorship, if you are posting any content now on YouTube, you know, ScrewTube over there, if you're posting any content on their platform regarding misinformation of what they're calling it about coronavirus, you're going to be censored or shadow banned, and the content gets removed immediately from ScrewTube. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm telling you, folks, Folks, we're in the month of September, right? Just about in the month of October, right? This Friday, this weekend will be the first week of October. It has taken 10 months just about for this president to destroy the democracy of this great country we call America. It has taken just a short period of time for this president to destroy this country. I thought it was going to take years or possibly months and months and months and months for this president to do it. 10 months. We're not even through the first year of this man's presidency, and he is destroying the bedrock principles of this great land we call America. Remember how it all started, folks. From Dr. Doom, Anthony Fauci, right? 2 weeks to slow the curve. Where are we at now? The curve has become a year, almost 2 years in the making of a nightmare. Folks, mark my words. Believe nothing that these people will tell you. It's a huge lie. It's a cover-up to something bigger than we can imagine. But I can tell you what about these vaccine certificates. You know what they sound like, folks? They sound like the mark of the beast to me. It sounds like these Democrats are doing everything in their power to obtain the power after the midterms and after the general election of 2024. Folks, we have to stop this tyranny. We have to stop this madness, because if we do not stop it, we will not have a country any longer. Hey guys, this episode today is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Next time, guys, you want to go online, whether it's your phone, your tablet, or your laptop, you can now feel safe by going online safely with just a few taps with ExpressVPN, engineered to protect your privacy and security. Check them out on Google Play or the App Store. Just key in ExpressVPN and they'll pop right up. Right now, folks, they have a 7-day free trial. That's right. Download it for free on your Android phone, tablet, or TV, or on the App Store. ExpressVPN. Connect to 3,000 plus VPN servers in 160 locations in 94 countries. Safely access an unrestricted world of great content and apps with powerful speed and unlimited bandwidth. Protect your data and online activity with best-in-class encryption. Secure your connection on public Wi-Fi hotspots. Folks, it's also the industry's leading privacy protection. Browse in peace while keeping your IP address and location private. Under their strict privacy policy, they don't collect activity logs or connection logs. It's been independently audited to ensure your protection. So if you want to go online without worrying that your data or your online activity is going to be hacked or looked at, download ExpressVPN today, guys.
You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.